Hey! Welcome to the Victor Wilt Show. Monday, July 1st edition. Good day to you. How was your weekend? Mine went by at rocket speed, which is unfortunate, but it wasn't bad. Now, there were good times throughout the weekend when I was just kind of kicked back, watching quality programming with my lady. But other than that, I stayed up late cleaning my house each night of the weekend, and that's not the most fun way to spend your weekend. Now, my house is looking great, so that feels good. But when I woke up this morning, I'm like, today should be Saturday. I should be sleeping. But that's kind of typical of a Monday. I don't think I've ever woke up on a Monday and been like, all right, let's go to work. No, it's always, why don't we have a 4-day work week? I guess I get a 4-day work week next week, so that ain't too bad. Oh, anything interesting happened this weekend? Not really. Like I said, I did a bunch of chores. And aside from that, relaxed a bit. Got the kids coming to town. My oldest daughter got in last night. That was fun. It was pretty chill. We watched Dune, which is a great movie if you haven't seen it. I don't know if she enjoyed it or not. I think so. It's long. I forgot how long that movie was till I was eyeing the clock like, all right, bro, time to go to bed. You know, it's Monday tomorrow. But it was all right. It was all right. Yeah, I just wish I had something fun to report, but can't really think of a whole lot. Anyhow, what else is going on around here? I guess I was trying to bother myself this morning. I was reading what to do if you get a mosquito bite. Like I don't know already. I deal with bad reactions to mosquito bites, so I'm kind of a pro when it comes to dealing with mosquito bites. One, if you have bad reactions to mosquitoes, you should be taking Zyrtec regularly during the summer months. Am I doing that? No, because I'm an idiot. I don't know why. I can't remember to take things on the reg. Thankfully, the one med that I need to take daily, I do remember to. But yeah, I hate mosquitoes. Oh, they are just the worst. I will tell you this, though. If you deal with bug bites and they really mess with you, I think the ultimate, like, over-the-counter cream for bug bites, the Benadryl cream. Most people just get that hydrocortisone. No, get that Benadryl. That stuff, it does the trick. It's good stuff. I mean, the best is just don't go outside. Don't get bitten by mosquitoes. Hopefully, on the 4th of July, I won't get attacked by bugs. Hopefully, there will be enough other people there, they attack them. I don't know, bugs usually aren't an issue down there, as far as I recall. But heck, I was doing some yard work recently, took a mosquito bite right to the neck. Ugh. So they're out there. Beware, they give you like sickness. Nasty, terrible, vile little creatures. All right, well, the show has officially begun now. Got my computer working right. So now I can start delivering quality content into your heads. So I promise I will. All right? We have begun. Got a couple stupid criminals we can talk about this morning. The first guy was driving around in Santa Rosa, California in a Jason mask. I mean, I guess you could just call it a hockey mask, but I think it's a Jason Halloween mask looking at it here. You're going to draw attention to yourself if you're driving erratically with no headlights or taillights while wearing a Jason mask. And then when you start talking to the cops and you're all sweaty and nervous, they're probably going to ask to search your vehicle, and if you have an unregistered firearm you're not supposed to have, you're going to go to jail. How many of these stories do we have pop up where somebody doesn't have a license or, no headlights, no taillights, just reckless and stupid, and they're packing things in their vehicle they shouldn't be? This other guy in California, Fresno County, all right, he didn't have a license. He gets pulled over after driving erratically, has no license, so they search the vehicle. All right, they found a few things in this guy's trunk. About 262 pounds of crystal meth. Jeez. Regular old Heisenberg here. 5 pounds of fentanyl. 2 pounds of heroin. And then the article says they found suitcases and backpacks in the trunk with more drug packages. $2.6 million in drugs in this guy's vehicle, and he's driving without a license. Just 262 pounds of meth in the back seat. Well, I mean, if we want to get this kind of garbage off the streets, I guess at least we can rely on the idiots that are driving it around to do everything they can to get themselves arrested. Holy crap. Anyway, there you go. A couple geniuses of the day today. Don't do drugs, kids. Drugs are bad, okay? Get yourself some help. If you're dealing with drug issues, help is out there, all right? All right, I am starting to find piles of news articles about stupid people, so we may be able to survive this radio show on a Monday. If you were out at sea and you find some bottles floating in the ocean that contain some kind of liquid, don't just drink it, all right? You may end up dead. Like these four. 4 die after drinking bottles found in the sea. 4 Sri Lankan fishermen dead and another 2 critically ill. I mean, what did it taste like? You would think the first one were like, no, don't drink that. Are they that bored? Out just doing their fishing? Were they already hammered? I don't know. But yeah, killed them dead. Article doesn't say what the liquid in the bottles was. They're currently investigating that, but yeah, just random bottles. You find a random bottle somewhere. You don't know where it's been, all right? It's disgusting. I can think of all kinds of vile things that could be in a random bottle floating in the ocean. You know, it's not the time to just dare your friends. Come on, take a drink from it. Guys are dumb. I can see it. That's what happened. Come on, you take a drink, I'll take a drink. Then you're dead. You don't want to be the guy that died from drinking a mysterious bottle in the sea. It's a stupid way to go. This family didn't die. But I want to remind you, don't use a barbecue grill inside of your home. 4 people have been hospitalized after using a barbecue grill to heat their home. This was in Australia. I guess they're not dealing with the current temperatures we are here. Yeah, emergency crews called after residents reported having difficulty breathing. 3 of them were found unconscious. And the article says the carbon monoxide is believed to have come from a charcoal briquette barbecue being used to heat the... Yeah, I would imagine that the charcoal barbecue inside of the home was probably part of the problem. So anyway, get yourself a carbon monoxide detector, by the way. You should have those in your home. Because you can't smell carbon monoxide, just all of a sudden, boom, you're dead. All right? Please get those. They have to be replaced every once in a while as well. So, just a few safety warnings. No barbecues in the house. Don't drink from mysterious bottles. And hopefully, you will live. All right? It ain't no time to die. Another crime-related headline I stumbled across was about how crime rates are actually falling. Boy, you wouldn't know that. Listening to politicians, huh? Just want to remind you, it's not illegal for a politician to jump on TV or jump on their social media pages and just outright lie. It's not against the law. It's annoying because people tend to believe these folks, but yeah, don't just believe everything you hear, all right? I thought I had another dumb criminal story here. Oh, there was a guy trying to sell a stolen golf cart on social media. If you steal something, post it on your local Facebook market, you're probably going to get caught. But again, people be dumb. And perhaps I'm contributing to the problem of people thinking crime rates are on the rise. Because I talk about all these stupid criminals. The stats don't lie, all right? Dumb criminals just make for easy content on the radio show. So, gotta forgive me. This guy, I guess, is breaking the law. But I think they should cut this guy a little bit of slack. He decided to naturalize his lawn. Wanted to replace his lawn with just natural growing local plants. So his yard, it just looks wild, right? Well, his neighbors don't like it. This has become a major problem in some areas since the beginning of the pandemic. Yeah, I guess people trying to naturalize their yards. You know, it's better for the environment. Lawns really are a waste of time. You know, a waste of water. They're not good. But yeah, I would imagine if I let my lawn just completely go, my neighbors would probably be mad. I'm sure they're not stoked on how the RV parking area of my driveway looks right now. I did spray the weeds a while back, and now they're just like brown. It looks better than it did. But I don't know. I don't know what to do about that area. I need to get out there with a rake. Have you ever tried to rake through gravel and pull up plants after that gravel's been, compressed during winter? It's not good. What I should do is just plant some natural plants there, right? And just renaturalize it like this guy. Now, you'll probably have people show up, chop down all your plants, and then charge you for the work. That's what they keep doing too. This guy's got a ridiculous name. Wolf Rook. Sounds like a naturalist. I'm Wolf Rook. Got a picture of him just watching birds with binoculars, hanging out in his, his yard does look like it's just overgrown with weeds, but it's better for the environment, all right? Anyway, I don't see lawns going away around here anytime soon. I should probably mow mine. It's starting to look like Wolf Rucks, to be honest. If you were wondering if we were going to be doing traffic school this Friday, day after the 4th, the answer is yes. Talked to Lieutenant Crane about this last Friday, and he will be in, as will I. So we're really going to need some listener help Friday morning at 8:45 a.m., day after a holiday. I'm sure you'll have been up late, setting off fireworks and things like that. If you're like me, you got to be to work the next day. Well, please call in and ask us a question on traffic school, powered by the Advocates Injury Attorneys. It's a lot of fun. It's a good show. Educational. We can clear up rumors and lies being spread in places like the Life in Idaho Falls Facebook group. Because I see discussions sometimes about traffic law, and I'm like, no, you guys don't really know what you're talking about. Shame be upon you. Though I always tend to see somebody chime in the comments, hey, this has come up a million times on traffic school. This is how it is. And then people fight with them, argue. I got a cop who can give you answers. All right? Lieutenant Crane. Tune in every Friday morning, 8:45 a.m., including this Friday, July 5th, right here on K-Bear. Freak News is powered by Grease Monkey, voted Idaho's best oil change. All right. Let's talk about head lice. You kids and your selfies, you're just spreading lice like crazy. Doctors blaming lice outbreaks in teens on, well, basically kids just piling together, putting their heads together, and the lice just jumping head to head so that you can have a nice photo to post on your social media pages. Yeah, the article says teenagers don't usually get lice because they don't share hats and things like that, and lice can't jump. So the only way to transmit lice is touching their heads together. And that's what's happening with all of these selfies. Selfies, very dangerous business. And I thought falling off of a cliff was the only major problem you could have when taking a selfie. But yeah, apparently you could also rack up a little bit of head lice. And that sounds pretty horrible. So I guess we got to do away with the old selfie there. Sorry, kids, I didn't mean to ruin your July 1st. You just love taking selfies with your friends. But you don't know where your friends have been. They might be dirty. Might be packing head lice. All right. That's why I hang out with only people who have shaved heads. All right? Nowhere for the lice to hide. Okay, what else do we have here? Guy won $6 million on a lottery ticket that he bought because it was a lucky number. He was at the cash register. Doesn't buy lottery tickets very often. He was like, what's the next number on that lottery ticket right there? And they're like, that's ticket number 14. Oh, that's my lucky number. Let me buy it. $6 million. Why can't I have this kind of luck? I mean, I don't really buy lottery tickets because I always lose. So that might be part of the problem. You got to play to win, but when I play, I do not win. Ever. Yeah, so not a gambler, this guy right here. Which is probably a good thing, because sometimes you could win and you're still not going to get the money. There was this woman in Detroit. She's suing the MGM Grand for $127,000. She was playing progressive blackjack, won $127,000. Everybody's cheering, giving her high fives. All right! And then they were like, no, we're not giving you your money. You've been banned from this place for about 10 years. She's like, what are you talking about? I've been here all the time. They're like, no, back in 2015, remember we kicked you out for trespassing and panhandling? She's like, no, wait a minute. That was a misunderstanding. Apparently, she and her cousin would gamble together, and they had a deal that if one started losing, the other would float them some cash so they, could continue wasting their money gambling. But one night, her cousin wouldn't give her more money, so they got in an argument. And they're like, all right, you got to go. You're bothering this other person. She's like, it's my cousin. Like, no, you're panhandling. So I guess they did have record of her from back in 2015 and used it as a great excuse to not give her $127,000. Now, how much money do you think in the last 10 years she's dumped in this place? If she's been gambling that long, they'd probably still come out ahead, right? I don't really recommend gambling, people. The house always has the edge, okay? Have you seen how fancy casinos are? It's not because they're struggling to get by, okay? They're doing pretty well. All right, well, if we get any updates on that, if they have to pay out, I don't know. That's an interesting one. All right, coming up on the show, I've got an article about booby trapping your property. I know we have people around here that, they get concerned about people stepping onto their land. Well, we'll talk about why you should or shouldn't. You probably shouldn't booby trap your property here in a few. Most people really enjoy the movie Home Alone. But you can't just try to replicate the type of behavior Kevin McAllister unleashes in those movies to keep burglars away. Apparently, there have been a lot of problems when people set booby traps around their home to keep burglars away or trespassers. Yeah, people forget they set booby traps and end up doing things like blowing their own arm off. There's a whole article here about why you shouldn't booby trap your home. Never occurred to me. Put some cameras up. There you go. Get those alerts on your phone. Oh, I've got a trespasser. Boom, call the cops. The end. Get a security system. Don't rig up a, grenade to a tripwire. All right? You're going to have a bad time. Again, I wonder if this started becoming a problem because of Home Alone. People have died from this. And from what I've read, it was pretty much always the homeowner. I didn't see anything in any of these articles about, an intruder being stopped by a booby trap. Just people accidentally getting themselves killed. All right? And you might even think you're setting a harmless trap if you were to replicate some of the booby traps set on Home Alone. There are some great videos out there. Home Alone in real life, where people show the actual damage that would occur. Like, say, if you took a can of paint to the head that had been swung from a second floor. Pretty grisly videos, all right? They do it Mythbusters style. Have the dummy with the realistic, I don't know what you call it here. It's a dummy that's, designed to replicate exactly what type of damage a human body would take in certain situations. Yeah, you'll end up killing somebody. And people have gotten sued as well. Like, some of the times a burglar has been injured by somebody's booby trap, they've sued and actually managed to win because there are these booby trap laws on the books in many places. I don't know what Idaho's booby trap laws are, but I'm just going to go with you shouldn't do this. If you're concerned about people trespassing, we got a lot of property owners around here with big lots and things like that. You got to go the camera route, okay? Security system. Don't rig up a shotgun to certain doors or any of that. Yeah. Gonna have a real bad time. The guy who went out to feed squirrels and ended up blasting his own arm off. You got to call 911. I just blasted my own arm off. Squirrels did me in. You don't want to be that guy. Did you believe any stupid lies when you were a kid? There's a thread going on Reddit. What's the lie you believed the longest in your life? It's kind of a fun thread here, because kids will believe just about anything, which is kind of sad, because that's how people end up believing some ridiculous things. But the ones I've been reading through, they seem to be in pretty good fun. Like, this user said, one time my mom was at the store and she brought home something for herself, my sister, and my dad, and 5-year-old me was like, "What'd you get for me?" And to prevent me from being left out, she reached into the bag and was like, "Oh, I got you this potato masher." And for years, before anyone mashed any potatoes, they came and asked me if they could use it. Say, kids can be grateful for just about anything. Check it out, potato masher. Oh, awesome! Thanks, Mom. Well handled by the mom in that one. Trying to think of dumb lies I believed when I was little. I know there were tons of them. Tons of them. Because you hear weird things when you're a kid, and you just believe it. Like, okay, you know how your veins are blue? I seem to remember when I was a kid hearing that blood is actually blue, but when it hits oxygen, like if you get cut, it turns red. Which is ridiculous, because if you get blood drawn, it never touches oxygen, and no one has ever seen blue blood, all right? Who told me that, and why was I so stupid that I believed it? Because I was a kid, and kids will believe anything. All right, we've got another user here who said, "I loved the movie Pretty Woman as a young kid. I asked why people were mean to her, and my mom said because she was a redhead. She was wearing a blonde wig in the beginning, and in real life, kids teased the redhead kids, so it checks out. years later, I'm in my 20s, and my friend says she wants to watch it. So we fired it up, and I'm like, oh, she figured out what Julia Roberts did for a job in Pretty Woman. Oh, that's why they were mean to... What? Now, why would a young kid watch Pretty Woman? I don't know if I've ever even seen that movie. I know the basic story. What's it rated? It just doesn't seem like a great movie to watch as a child, or, that you'd show to your kids. All right. It's rated R. How dare these parents? Shame be upon them for letting their little kids watch Pretty Woman. Let them watch something better. Okay, that one's dark. I'm not going to read that one. Nope. Okay, now people are just starting to get out of control on Reddit, as can be expected. All right. I should have read more of these. Oh, I just remembered some other dumb ones that kids believe. Like if you eat seeds, you'll grow plants in your stomach. I remember kids believing that. Someone's parents told them if they ran over the cord with the vacuum cleaner, it would suck it up and eventually suck in the whole world. Kids are dumb. All right, anyway. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and avoid all the rest of these because they relate to people losing pets and things like that. They took them to the farm. That's sad. Try to be honest with your kids about things. Check out this article from the BBC. Vinyl collector amasses thousands of records. Yeah. This guy collects vinyl, and he has a lot of them. Why is this a news article? I have thousands of books. East Idaho News, where are you at? Book collector collects books. It is kind of funny because it shows a picture of him holding up a record, and next to him is his wife, and she is not impressed at all. She's got her arms crossed, eyes closed, head down. She hates his collection. So maybe that's why they did the article, just to post that picture. They saw it on Facebook, were like, all right, this is a hilarious picture. We're going to go ahead and write a full-fledged article on you, buddy, Kevin Turner. So anyway, if you want to learn how to collect vinyl, he goes into what you do. You go to stores, like record stores, and you can buy them. Yeah, you can also buy them online, and you can go to places like charity shops and thrift stores, which I've talked to Peaches about this before, building a library. The majority of the books I have came from thrift stores and places like that. Also, bookstores. I don't know if you're unaware. If you want to collect books, you can go to bookstores. You can also shop online. Yeah. If you're into collecting stuff, what you got to do is you find a store that sells that stuff, and then you go buy it and add it to your collection. I know I'm really helping out this morning. So, yeah, I can feel the psychic pats on the back rolling in for this very helpful break on how to be a collector. All right, well, thanks, BBC, for the riveting article here. Vinyl collector amasses thousands of records. I was just reading about this restaurant that they only want to allow older people in. It's a somewhat controversial topic online, apparently. Because, I mean, if you're a man under 35 or a woman under 30, I bet you just can't wait to get into this restaurant in Missouri. Yeah. Why does anybody really care? I mean, I suppose if you want to run a business and exclude a large amount of potential customers, it doesn't seem like a good business plan to me. But, it's America, right? You're free to make bad decisions. Yeah, I don't know what their problem is with the younger people, but whatever. Would you go in there? I'm trying to think if I would even care. Like, I mean, I've been in many a restaurant where somebody's child was really irritating. You know, they're at the booth behind you, and you got some little toddler all of a sudden stick its dirty little toddler hands in your hair. Like, what's going on? And the parents are laughing. Oh, isn't he cute? He's so cute. No, he's a filthy little baby. Shouldn't be touching me. So, I bet if you were to ban babies from your restaurant, you'd have a much bigger backlash than banning people under 30. People with babies don't like to be told, no babies allowed, right? Only place you can get away with it is a bar where you've, by law, got to be 21 or older to walk in. Restaurant with no babies? Yeah. How about airlines with no babies? That'd be pretty good. Because inevitably, if I fly, I get seated right next to the screaming baby. Yeah, and they don't know how to just stop crying, because it's got to be unpleasant for them to fly. You know how you get that pressure in your head, your ears start popping? Babies don't know how to deal with that. So if there are any local restaurants up to the challenge, you'd get some press out of it. Free press is always a good thing, right? They say there's no such thing as bad publicity. We're no longer allowing babies. Oh man, Life in Idaho Falls on Facebook. People would be losing their minds. It would make for even more press. So there you go. There's your business idea. You're welcome. Don't like to delve into politics on the show, but I don't know what's going on with our Supreme Court. So there's been this immunity, thing that they've been pondering for quite some time now. And the Supreme Court has ruled that any U.S. president has absolute immunity from anything they do that they consider an official act. This should be, in my opinion, pretty terrifying to every single person in America. Because that's every president, whichever side they're on, if they decide to do something as an official act, no matter how crazy it is, don't have to worry about facing any kind of charges for what, to an average person, could definitely be a crime. I don't know. I understand there's a lot of political stuff going on that is influencing their decision on this ruling, but what could happen in the next 100 years if that is set as precedence? And what does an official act mean? Yeah, apparently they passed it down to some kind of a lower court to determine what is and what isn't an official act. But I'm sorry, as someone who doesn't trust politicians, I don't think that you can put into somebody's hands that kind of absolute freedom to do whatever they want. I'm going to lock up my political opponent. Sure. What if they decide, for the safety of America, they need to arrest the entire Supreme Court? I don't know. You never know what psycho politicians will do. And to not have any kind of worry about something they do as an official act, potentially leading to them having to own up to what could be absolutely horrible, vile behavior. I don't know. To me, that's just crazy. No matter what side you're on politically, it should scare people, because the side that you're not on, imagine what they could potentially do. What if they decide, official act, I don't know, we've got unrest, we're just going to cancel elections. I don't know how far this thing goes. So we are living in such stupid times. What has happened in the last decade? Anyway, that's the big news story today. So you read about the things that rulers of other countries get away with doing. Wrapping up the show. It was a show. It happened. Slow news day today. I dug through everywhere, and I don't know, I guess just a tame weekend. Hopefully, with it being a holiday weekend, by next week at this time, we will be overloaded with dumb stories. Usually if it's a holiday weekend, a lot of people get out of control. Gives me a lot of things to talk about, so I'm excited for that. But again, please be safe this 4th of July. Please be respectful of others. 4th of July can especially be hard on people like our veterans. PTSD, a real deal. So be mindful when lighting off fireworks. Check in on your friends and family that have served our great country. Lots of help out there as well. If you're struggling with any kind of mental health issues or anything like that, make sure to reach out and get help from people. Also, make sure to keep your little ones, the little pets and things, secured properly, probably throughout the week. I mean, I've heard the mortar cannons going off every single night, so try to make sure you got your pets indoors. Have a safe and awesome 4th. Be wise, be smart, be safe, and wish me and Peaches luck on finding stuff to talk about during the noon hour of madness and mayhem. I'll talk to you in a bit. Thank you again for tuning in to the Victor Welch Show. This program's a production of River. Why can't I say that? God.
To say Riverbend Media Group.
Riverbend Media Group. This program's a production of God. This program's a production of Riverbend Media Group. To contact the show or for more information, hit us up at riverbendmediagroup.com.